grow. You can see where it burnt inside, see that? Burnt right up the middle of that. A lot of them cedars are hollow in the center when they get that big. That's a cedar tree that fell over and it's still growing. See the trees growing out of it? Okay, now I just heard something, so we're gonna have to be careful and pay attention. Oh, I broke my stick. That's all right. I'll get another one. Must have been a bad spot in that sticker from me banging on it. But it's been out in the weather. I didn't keep it inside and I didn't put any varnish or anything on it, so that's no big deal. We'll go over here on this fir tree and see if that cougar's been making any more marks. See, these were cut down. Somebody's came down in here and cut this tree down. You can see that on there, them bumps on there. That's what they're looking for. Dirty dogs. Try to make as much noise as I can so everything knows you're down here. But you can see that claw mark right there. These are old. I filmed this a long time ago. I don't see any fresh marks. There was only a few on here anyway. But right over the bank here is that one I film all the time, Scott, where he's tore it all to hell. That's pretty cool. This is where I go. I head down these draws and it's awesome. That's a cedar tree right there. There's those two big pispers I was standing by. Oh, I guess I was over by the cedar. The cedar's right down here. There it is. There's that big cedar tree that cougar tears up. That's a big sucker too. But them pispers, man, they're huge. I filmed them from a distance. You've seen them, some of the biggest ones I've seen for a while. But you can see those tracks. This has been used quite a bit by the bear. Now that I started going down, see those, I don't see any fresh track. Once you go down something, he don't like it. He'll come up somewhere else. He don't want to run into you. The bear ain't gonna mess with you if you're smart. You just gotta be smart. Make a lot of noise, bang on stuff, take your stick and smack on stuff. I wouldn't suggest doing that with a grizz. These are black bear. And they'll usually not mess with you unless you come up on them, startle them. I know here a while back a guy got attacked. I feel sorry for him, but he had to make a mistake. And don't pack food on you. You know, you get them granola bars with that honey and stuff in them. That's what the bear eats. Don't bring no food down. Bring water. Have you a good breakfast and start a hiking. You know how far you can go without food. I always tell people, don't pack a bunch of them honey bars and stuff in here and grains and stuff. I mean, they feed on bird feeders. You can see the trouble they're having with the bear eating on the bird feeders. Well, you got all that stuff smelling good. He gonna come check you out and he wants it. Now that happens, just tear the pack off and throw it on the damn ground. I mean, all you gotta do is use your head and you'll stay out of trouble. Let me see, I think I'll go up this other way. That's quite a walk down through there. I think what I'll do is head up this other little trail. And this is probably where they packed this wood out. In fact, I know that's how they packed the wood out. big stumps right there. Got started a little bit. I thought I seen something. But can you imagine those big stumps like that? What those look like? Oh my God, I bet it was just I've seen it before in my lifetime. Only because my dad took me hunting all the time, so we got to see a lot of big trees. Most people won't see any trees too big because they don't get out where they've been left along creeks. And there's one down on the Oregon coast that's huge. Me and Tess went down there and we checked it out. It was awesome. Can't remember how many houses could be built out of it. And then somebody went and chopped in it and damaged it. I'm pretty sure it's that one in Oregon. Okay, should be getting close up here to this road that we were walking down. There it is. See, headed east. Went in west and headed back east. It's not that hard. Now I popped out a little further than what I wanted to, but we took another trail coming up that I knew. Where's that huck at? See, I wasn't too far away. There it is right there. That has got a red huck growing out of it. Let's see if it's this one right here. Yeah, here it is. This is where we went down. See, there's another stump right over there. And that looks like it's the red huck too. So pay attention to what it looks like, how big it is. And then if you got a camera on, you can review the tape and say, yeah, that's it. I'm in the right spot. That's what's so nice about the cameras. But before I put these trails in, I was getting lost all the time. I thought, heck with it, I'm gonna come in here and I didn't take no trees out, I just cut the branches off. And the stuff that was on the ground right here. A lot of this was deer trail. And that's the best way to do it, find a deer trail and follow it, because they're eventually gonna pop up on a road. Or headed to a lake, or where they like to feed. Yep. This is my trail right here. Now what happened? Okay. Got to looking around a little bit. See, I almost walked to the right, and this little trail's to the left, it just wise off. Then you'll pop out someplace and go, where in the hell am I at? This is a cool trail I built. I built this years ago. Stuff they cut down years ago when they first came in here and cut this down. So you can see how fast it grows. Those were probably small ones growing underneath us something. They just took them anyway. It was pretty much a clear cut when they did. I like to see partial cuts like they do in Oregon. I worked for the Forest Service in Crescent. They did a lot of partial cuts, and that's sugar pine up there. Huge cones on them trees. I was up there. I was on a fire crew. We was out doing, cutting reprod, going in there and thinning it. Can't remember what they call it. It's been too many years. Well, there's a crew of 7 of us, and we'd go in there and just thin it out. They'd transplant it, and I think it was lodgepole pine. We'd go on there and cut all that stuff out of there for the tree that they planted, you know. I'm not sure how big a lodgepole pine gets. I have seen them. Let me try to show you a tree. I've seen them bigger than that. And I don't see one. This is only up to 20 years old, this stuff here. Headed back down my trail down to the house so I can review this film. Had a good time today. Got a good workout. Sweating because I got a pair of pants on, then I got these camos on, and I've got a t-shirt, a woolly on, and a coat. Usually if I walk, it's a nice day, I'll just wear one pair of pants and a shirt and a coat. That way you can tie your coat around your waist if you overheat, and you can put it back on when you cool down. That's the worst part, the cool down. If you started shaking and shivering, you don't want to be doing that. You got to take your coat off for a minute, take it off, and then put it right back on. Alright, I'm going to turn my GoPro off now. I can hear the highway in the distance. That's 101. Okay. Let me get my hoodie off here. Take this camera off. Oh, there's deer marks right there. Them's old. Scratched velvet off their horns. That was probably last year. Oh.